Hey guys, welcome back for the first episode of HairTube for 2017, and today we're in a very special location. We are using the beautiful Chroma Hair Studio here in Brisbane, Australia. Kim, the owner, has been very kind to allow us to use her creative space, and we're going to do some great hair for you today. We're doing two looks. In the interest of time, we've actually pre-coloured the models. Kim's out back at the moment doing some great colour with Kylie, her manager. Look forward to sharing that with you, and later on she's actually going to tell you what she did and leave a description for you at the bottom of the video if you choose to use matrix colour and follow her formula. So we're doing two looks today. One is around collarbone, mid-chest length. We're working with natural movement in the hair today, so both looks are going to be curly. And then we're going to do something above the shoulders. Got two beautiful models. I'm really excited to share again. Stay tuned and look forward to doing many videos in 2017. And remember, the channel's now powered by Matrix, so get on board, get to your nearest Matrix agent, get the great products. That way I know that if you guys want to achieve what I'm doing in my videos, you're going to have the right scissors, the right combs and the right products to make sure you get the result you're after. Let's go. Okay, so our first model today is Savannah.
Hello.
Savannah I only met this morning, and in the interest of time we've pre-coloured her hair. Savannah came to us with quite dark hair. She'd been colouring it like a tint style colour, and we found that we had a lot of tint on tint, so Kim and Kylie this morning lightened it out for us. So hopefully once I've done the haircut, you'll see the colour that they've done through the ends. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to bring Kim in, not only so you can meet her, so she can give you a quick overview of what she did, and she's going to leave a description of the formula and what she actually did in terms of the technical way at the bottom in the description. So we're going to get started, and today you guys are going to get to see me do a technique I've been working on back in Canberra in the Salon, and it's about working with the hair's natural movement and texture. So it's going to be a little bit less conventional, something you're not used to. So first thing I'm going to do is prep it with my favourite product. You guys all know this by now. This is the amazing magic water, as it's known as. The Biolage Matrix Hydro Source Daily Leave-In Tonic. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to gently remove some of the moisture out of the hair. I like to prep it with this because not only does it look after the hair if we're going to thermal style, makes it really easy to comb through, and I just find that when I'm drying the hair, if I've used the Biolage Hydro Source spray first, I generally don't need to use much product after. So excuse the noise, we're going to turn that blow dryer on. You'll be able to see the colour coming through. I'll just spin Savannah around so you can see. So I just like to be able to dry it off enough that I can see the natural movement starting to appear, because the whole, and I'll explain a little bit more as we go on, but the whole purpose of pre-drying the hair is to identify any Any problems that you may incur in the crown area, in the hairline when we're doing haircuts, and sometimes when the hair's sopping wet, they can sometimes go unnoticed or maybe a little bit hard to identify. You just want to make sure you loosen it up in the hairline as well. It's really important that you don't straighten the hair out, because this is about working with the natural movement. And don't be scared when it's getting fluffy. It'll be fine. We're using great products. The Hydrosource spray will keep it supple. And if we need to straighten it, there's still enough moisture, or smooth it out, there's still enough moisture left in the hair. You can really start to see that colour coming through now. I think we're probably going to take it off about there. So yeah, with our colour, at the moment at Matrix, we've been working a lot with Colour Is the New Makeup. So and again, Kim will talk a little bit more about why she chose the tones that we did, and why Matrix is now working Colour Is the New Makeup. So we can see that there's like quite a fair bit of natural movement in there, so we're going to get started. So we're going to start in the back. Just in the interest of symmetry, or symmetry, we're going to start with centre parting. As you guys often ask, what are the scissors I use? So today I'm demonstrating the Marlin, and it's an amazing blunt cutter. Essentially use it 90% of my haircuts. The shape of the blade allows you to be quite precise, but don't be fooled by the blade looking quite slight. These are tough scissors, and they can get through a serious amount of hair with almost no work at all. So yeah, I know a lot of you guys have been quiet about buying my scissors on my site, but you've been a little bit hesitant to buy them because you haven't seen me use them. So this is my scissor. This is my signature scissor. This is the one I use every day. lots of hair. It's beautiful though. Yep. You can see the movement starting to come out in the hair. Like when you're removing length, you're releasing and also removing weight, and you can see the spring that's coming up here. So to bring myself to my own point about why I'm doing it partially dried is because as I'm cutting the hair, I'm able to identify how much movement is going to be at play, and I'm using quite generous sections because, as you guys have probably heard me say so many times in my previous videos, is sometimes lots of sections can absolutely make your haircuts more consistent and more accurate, but you can also overcomplicate things. And I think that sometimes sectioning is one of those things that we, sometimes you take too many sections and it can actually make you, I believe, less accurate or inaccurate and less consistent. Always remove the hair that you don't need. And look at that movement coming out there. Like that's incredible. We're on our guideline or our marker. Oh, these scissors are so sharp. So once I'm confident that I've identified how much movement, I'm going to get Savannah just to dip her chin, and that's when if I was doing like a bob length, I probably wouldn't touch it at all. I know you guys saw a bob haircut I did and posted a photo of the back on my Instagram. So literally when I do bobs, I don't touch them. It's scissors in behind, comb on top, lifting the scissor up just to identify where my guideline is, and we're taking off hair really, really accurately. Sometimes I hold it between my fingers, especially with longer hair on a dark cape with dark hair. But back in the salon, generally when I'm working with, and you guys would have seen, especially from when I've worked with Ciaccia, a lot of the capes we have in our salon are light or white, and the reason why we like that is because it makes it easier to see the hair against something lighter than something darker. So the back's almost done. Fantastic. Kim will also mention later on that we were very lucky to be able to use Matrix new treatment, which is Bond Ultim8. So working with the bonds, strengthening the hair. So if you guys haven't used that already, might be good idea to try. The unique thing about Bond Ultim8 is that you can actually use it as a treatment, so it's not just for when you're lightening or removing colour out of hair to protect it. It's actually all the time. So it's now in our salon back in Canberra, the main treatment we offer in our salon, because there's so many benefits. The benefits are so broad. It's not just for when you're lightening hair out. That's brilliant. It's really beautiful. So now we're just going to work as we normally would. You guys have seen me do this plenty of times. We want to cut a technically correct one length haircut, which means everything has to be brought back and cut on the same plane. So I'll do one side at a time. making sure that this all has to come back here, not rounded, but you've got to cut it square, so otherwise we're not going to get that nice kick towards the front. It's really important. Something that I've also been talking about as I fly around the country for Matrix and with my own team is I think simplicity is beautiful, and this is a great example of how simplicity can be beautiful. But I guess people think simplicity is simple, and I don't think that's the case. I think simplicity is beautiful. I don't think it's basic, whereas simple means basic, so it's not that impressive. But I think, again, I've spoken about it many times, we overcomplicate. There goes the first one. Always keep a spare. Look, because someone told me, why didn't you wash it? Because I don't have time. And the floor's clean. Simplicity is beautiful. I think we just overcomplicate haircuts as hairdressers. We try and do too much. We try and, we chip into the baseline and make it all broken and soft, and then we layer the hair so the hair becomes overlaid, and then you lose your baseline that you spent 15 minutes trying to accurately create. So I think we need to think a little bit more about the elements that we want in our haircut, because if we have too many things going on, I think it can actually make the haircut complicated, which in my opinion isn't beautiful. So some people might disagree, but that's all I think. You've got curly hair, huh? I'm surprised. It's beautiful. How much that springs out. This is the thing, when the hair's wet, even someone with lots of experience, I think, would struggle to identify all the potential elements in a haircut natural elements in a haircut, not the ones we cut in, that can cause some problems or can be problematic when you're executing a haircut. If you can't already tell, I am intentionally exaggerating and over-directing it to the back because I'm going to show you how we make sure that it hits the points that we need when we go to the side. Could you look into the mirror for me, Savannah, please? Thank you. So now that we've created that line accurately in the back, just make sure that you don't miss any that might be lingering behind the ear. I'm going to comb this all down. If you do it really well, there won't be a lot to cut here. But again, little section at a time. Try and be disciplined and not to use your fingers, especially here, because the minute you put the hair between your fingers, you're going to create graduation, and we want that nice solid look on the ends. Now you can pretend to look in the other mirror. Again, just check behind the ear, make sure you didn't miss any. The reason why I like to do this is because I find that it mitigates the hole that many hairdressers create when they try and cut this shape over the top of the shoulder. So if I've done a good job, that should be pretty much the same on both sides. Yeah. Now we've got our length. Looks really nice. Have a quick visual check. I just want to make sure I haven't missed any. Looks pretty good. Yeah, so when I first started doing this technique, or this method, because it's not a technique, it's actually a method of cutting the hair, I freaked myself out a little bit because one of the things could you look back in the mirror for me, gorgeous? One of the things I struggled to get my head around is that the hair's drying and that I'm not going to be able to smooth it if I need to at the end. Then I realised that there's actually phenomenal amounts of moisture in the Hydrosource spray, the Hydrosource Daily Leave-In Tonic, and provided that you prep the hair with that first, even when the hair may be visually and almost even when you touch it feel like it's completely dry, there's still enough moisture. Just stay looking that way, babe. There's still enough moisture in the hair to get it smooth or straight if you want to change the texture of the hair, because the whole point of this is to use a haircut and the technique and the method to create the shape, and blow drying is to adjust texture, not blow drying the hair into shape. I think that'll be better. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to work on the front. I wish you guys could reach through the camera and touch it, because it looks like it's dry. And yeah, it's a little bit knotty, and I guess that's pretty standard with curly hair, but it actually feels really soft. I'm sure that's probably got something to do with the Bond Ultim8 and the Hydrosource spray as well. So. So now we're going to clip the front up out of the way. We're going to work on the back. So you notice there that I just adjusted the parting to how Kim's coloured it, because it's really important that once you've created a symmetrical baseline, that you adjust the parting so that we can make sure we don't cut it to be worn on one side and then the colour's being done for the other. So good communication with your colourist is pretty important. Chin down, gorgeous. Again, just checking my baseline before I start the layering at the back, because one thing I've learned about hair with movement is it's very hard to control at the best of times, and as it springs up, obviously it gets shorter and it doesn't spring up the same all over the head. So I've actually done, Savannah's is not the case, but I've done hair where it might spring up more on one side than the other, and it might be geometrically balanced. You might feel it and just go, yep, that's balanced, and then when it dries, this is sitting up here and that side's down there. So for me, visual balance is more important. All right, back. So I really just sort of dampen this down just to eliminate the flyaway. All right, so let's do the back shape. So first thing we're going to find where Savannah's growth pattern is in the crown. Everyone has one. And I find the best way to do it, I'll spin around so you can see. So I comb it to the side and I push back. And you often do this like when you're trying to find a ideal place to part the hair in the hairline in the front, but I also use it in the back, and that looks like it's about there. So this we're going to take out, even that out. It almost feels foreign. This has been a while since I've done a video. I'm sorry I haven't intentionally been neglecting you guys. Life's been hectic, crazy. But doing lots of videos this year, so I hope you guys really enjoy the content we're going to produce, because the amount of times the man sitting behind the camera and I sit down to decide what it is we're going to showcase for you guys, you have no idea the hours. I mean, poor Jimmy must get sick of me up sending him messages at 1 and 2 in the morning, say, what do you think about this, what do you think about that, because I think that, like me, no one sleeps. So, alright. This is a special part. I want you guys to have a look what happens here. Actually, I'm going to spin Savannah this way, because I'm a right-hander. And I'll do it from that side over there. I might just do it that way, because yeah, that's perfect. So I want to see you guys how this hair stacks. Check this out. So when I'm projecting the hair, I'm actually over directing it for two reasons. One is I don't want to remove all the weight out of the ends, but I want to create enough shape to encourage Savannah's movement. So I'm not doing your traditional layering where I'm going to cut parallel to your parting, because you're going to end up with a big weight line here. You get that really classic bell shape where the hair sits in and then it flicks out. We don't want to do that. We want the hair to stack vertically. So we want to make sure that the short hair is cut in the right place, because obviously you guys know from what I've said, the golden rule of cutting hair is short hair directs long hair. So if you want to push long hair around, you got to make sure that you put the short hair in the right place. Brilliant. I'd say probably somewhere in the vicinity of 70% of my clients, 70% of my clients now have their hair either completely dried, naturally, not force dried, or partially dried before I start cutting their hair, for the reasons I explained at the beginning, because I really find that it just helps me work with the natural movement better. So here I'm just cross-checking, obviously. You can see that I've got it a little bit longer towards the sides because I over-directed, but I'm gonna snip that off. When you bring the hair over-directed back towards the middle, obviously you guys understand that, it keeps the outsides longer, and it's important for many reasons. The main one being is you don't have hair growing out of the side of the neck. So if you go and cut quite short layers and you're projecting it out here, not directing it back towards the middle, you end up getting holes there because, yeah, like I said, there's no hair growing out of the side of the necks. It's good. Let's see what happens there. Really releasing that curl. Don't freak out that it's frizzy. I'm going to show you how to fix that later. Really releases that colour under there too. So we're going to take this centerpiece out that we left out through the center of the head, and we're going to use, when I cross-checked and I came in this way and I cut that line, that was for this purpose, to use that as a guideline for here, so when the hair falls out underneath, don't freak out because it ain't going to reach there anyway. You can see where I've mapped it there, and I'm going to take that off. Beautiful. Great. I think it's important to note too that when working on dry hair with your clients, you need to explain why, the reasons why, and you need to, as a cutter, be a little bit more patient, because you are going to reach, you get snagged, and you don't want to be yanking on the hair and making it less than pleasant for your guest, because the downside to doing this is, versus wet, is you don't have that slip, especially with curly hair. Although I'm still blown away. Savannah's hair is incredible. I mean, not only did she have multiple applications of dark colour, but we did lighten it earlier this morning. And you would expect it being curly, lots of dark colour, and then lightening it out, that you would actually really struggle to get the hair through it. But I mean, the comb through the hair, but yeah, it's sliding quite nicely. To show you guys on this side, it's ultimately the same. You guys see how that's stacking there? It's brilliant. Almost there. It's not something I'd rush though. It's really important that you get those angles the same every section. Otherwise, you'll have to go back, find out where you started to move away from the right angle and projection, and start again. How you going, Savannah, right?
I'm good.
You know, you say too much. I can't get a word in with you around. Savannah's very trusting. We literally met today, and the gorgeous Kim, who you're going to meet very, very shortly, was kind enough to find these incredible models for me to demonstrate these haircuts for you guys. So I feel very blessed today. Feeling a lot of love. And obviously you guys know, so you have a better vantage. I was flipping from side to side before, and that's how I would cut it, but I'm going to try and stand like this so you guys can see a little bit better. Can you see the shape that's coming through? You have to also understand that this is going to be pushed back towards the front. One big section now. This is the part you need to be patient with. It's so important. I know it's easy for me because I've got big hands, but you can actually split it down this side, down that side, make sure they're good, and then one piece down the middle and join it in there. I like to try and do it all in one hit, just so I can really make sure I've hit my guide accurately. Don't worry about the hair that falls out underneath. It's not meant to be there anyway. You see how these scissors are just motoring through that hair. So I get Jimmy to do a really nice close-up so you can actually see how the hair's stacking there. Get Savannah just to look up to the ceiling a little bit. And I'll just really gently like shake it out so you can see. Yes, there's a big weight line there, but you also got to remember that that hair is not going to fall there when we wear it. And I haven't texturized it at all yet either. We haven't done any sort of breaking up or loosening of that shape. Got the last piece here in the front to do. Bring that all back in so it all ties in nicely. So as I said, I explained to you before how you can split it up if you have smaller hands, so I'll show you how you do that with the last piece. So we're going to go, you can't see Savannah's eye, but middle of the eye on the left hand side, middle of the eye on the right hand side, having it come down into almost like a V shape in the back, because we know that we don't need to go any deeper because the hair's not going to, from here is not going to reach the angle we want. Yeah. And by the time, if I can maybe just, I might just squeeze you around this way because you guys can see that now. So then you'll see the actual angle that we're projecting it on, so you can see the hair. So fingers in, sliding it back. Boom, there it is, you see it? Just so sharp. These are incredible. Incredible, like I'm not even squeezing hard, like, and you gotta remember, like this is a thick hair and like a massive section, and look at the accuracy of that, like that's staggering. See how that stacks? It stacks brilliantly. So now we're just going to tie. So split this in half, straight down the middle. Yeah. We're just going to bring this in this way and bring that up that way. Now we're going to move on to the front. Now we've got the critical part of the haircut. And this is where, I'm sorry, but I can't teach you guys this because I don't want to. And the reason why I don't want to is the next part of this haircut is the personalization part. This is where you make the haircut yours. It's you tailor it to your own style, and that's done with finishing and texturizing the hair. So if you like it to be really, really soft, if you want it to be strong, if you want it to be super textured and really break up the curl, provided that you do it with blunt cutter and not texturizing shears or thinning scissors, those awful things we call thinning scissors, then you're not going to disrupt or shatter the curl. Because one thing that I do teach, if you use thinning scissors on curly hair, you turn it into frizzy steel wool. Look at this, guys. Look, when I bring this through, check out the accuracy from those scissors. Look at that. Incredible. Alright, and here is the most important part of this haircut. We need to hit the right mark for Savannah to complement her face shape. Where that is, I'm not sure yet. Just look here. Thank you. Amateur mistake. Even Adam makes mistakes, eh? Look at that. Look straight. There you go. Now it's the same on both sides. So I gather you guys are probably looking like, what the hell is he doing? Like, it's fluffy. It's like, it just looks like a mess. But there's a method to my madness. All right, so I'm going to try and hit Savannah. Let's have a look, not fit person, but I'm going to try and hit her with her hair on her cheek, somewhere in between the cheek and the lid. And I'll show you why. Because I think that for her, it's probably going to be the best. Yeah. You look straight. Just straight in there. Perfect. So, really simple rule with cutting curly hair. You want it to fall soft, project it high. You want it to fall heavy, project it low. With every other haircut, it's exactly the same. The closer you go to zero, or the closer you go to natural fall, the more solid the hair becomes. The further away you project it, the softer it falls. Rather than cutting it here at zero and then texturizing it, there's a more intelligent way of doing it, and it's using projection. I can just imagine what you guys are saying watching this. It's like, Adam, are you drunk? What are you doing? Because it's let's say it's less than orthodox to do it this way, but I'm hoping in about 5 more minutes you guys are going to see the method to my madness. This is going to look awesome, I hope. Otherwise I'm going to get lots of thumbs down on this one, Savannah. No thumbs down. Okay. Eyes closed, gorgeous. Let's just give a little moisture. As a man named Jamie Stevens says, who's one of the global directors for Matrix, the wetter, the better. So I'll steal that. And let's have a look how this shape is. Because it should be pretty bloody good. If I know what I'm talking about. If I don't, it's not. Looks good. No texturising yet, that comes now. So what we're actually going to do at this point is I'm actually going to get some of the Style Link Smooth Setter and some of the Airy Builder, which if you say it like with an English accent sounds like a hairy builder. Can really start seeing that colour come through now. Good, very good. Now we're changing scissors. These are a 7-inch pair of the Edges Premium. This is it's not probably, it's the only scissor I use when I'm doing scissor over comb or generally point cutting. And the reason being is I just feel more comfortable point cutting with these. Why, I'm not sure. I think it's just the comfort of a longer blade. Yeah, that's what it was. Just want to cut some of that graduation out from underneath. Just from the bottom ends, we don't want it to be too light down there. I'm going to keep those points though, really important. Sorry for the hair on your face, Savannah. I'll get it out in a sec. So just point cutting in to these solid lines I cut, and you probably notice that I cut them with vertical sections and I'm texturizing with horizontal lines, which actually goes against everything I've probably normally taught, except for in the case of when I cut curly hair. The reason being is you want to create separation, so you need to put channels in between the hair so it creates separation. If you go and texturize vertically, you end up changing the shape. You don't want to do that. Beautiful. Just really trying to loosen it up because it's like the hair's quite fine, but there's so much of it, and you just don't want it to look like one big block silhouette. You want to try and create some movement in there so the hair shifts around a little bit. And again, there's no easy way and no fast way of doing this. This is about you personalising your haircut and really feeling and using your own judgment about what you think is going to work best. And that will vary from person to person, from cut to cut. When texture changes, if the hair's not so dense, you might go a little bit lighter. When the hair's really thick, you might do a little bit more, but less is more for me, because I like to not suppress the curl and make it sort of go flat. I think it's okay for curly hair to be big. That's just me personally. Almost there. Because towards the front, feels a little bit lighter in the front of your head. It's not. Back's quite dense. Not so much in the front. This is where I said you need patience. Are you dizzy yet? It's good. Head forward for me, please. Head forward. I can just hear him now. What the fuck are you doing, Adam? What are you doing? Like, guess what I'm trying to show you guys? I want you to see like a silhouette. It's not about texture. We're gonna change the texture. I want you to imagine Savannah. There's a bit of cut here I didn't pull out of there. I thought it was crooked. Savannah would have got up this morning, had a shower, towel dried hair really well. Should have put the hydrosource spray in, should have used some airy builder, and should have combed it all through and let it dry naturally. It's going to go curly because that's how our hair was when we came in and we brushed it out. We want to see in the silhouette there. This is about shape. This is about releasing the colour that Kim spent all morning doing. If you don't cut it properly, if you don't use the right angles and the right line, you don't have good communication with your colourist and understand how cutting and colouring, you need to have synergy, you're not going to have this all coming out complementing a face shape. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to let her walk out like that because it looks like she hasn't done her hair. Her hair's a little bit frizzy, but for me with curly hair, I like to cut it dry because that's how I can see where the movement is. However, if we were to, and I'm not going to, but if we were to scrunch some product in, maybe like some gloss boost, and just mold that. I think you can probably see where I'm coming from. Like you can see, this is her hair. This hasn't been created by, force drying, thermal styling, manipulating the hair. This is about cutting the hair and texturizing the hair to work with how her DNA and her genetics intended it to be. But we're not going to leave it like that. We're going to make it look a little bit smoother. But the colour's brilliant. What do you think? Don't look at this. Look at that, this, and in here, because all the rest is going to change. I want you to send me a photo when you were curly. In the back, leaving it strong in the ends and light, so we're releasing this colour coming through there. Hey, guess what I'm going to spray it with? That's amazing. Actually, while it's like this, should we get Kim in? Have a chat about the colour? Or should we wait till it's dry? Let's wait till it's dry. You absolutely need to make sure you grab some of this. It's amazing. Can you put your shit down for me, please? So even when I am smoothing texture, I still want to work with, it's like this. This is my opinion anyway. For me, the best mold, or the best shape to mold the hair to is someone's own head. Because isn't that the whole thing? We're cutting hair to complement someone's face shape and their face is on their head. So to me it makes sense that we use a good quality flat brush, dryer, and we're just going to wrap dry to smooth that texture out. Look already, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever used the hydrosol spray, but it's as good as any straightening product I've ever used ever. So I'm just wrapping the head, and this is just called a wrap dry. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing new, we've all done it, but we all forget to do it because we get caught up in the world of force drying and thermal styling and forget about where we started. Every single person in my salon, when I do their hair, whether it's long, straight, short, curly, frizzy, afro, this is how I dry the hair. Let's see if I can smooth Savannah's frizzy curly hair just using this. And then, if I think that I really need to, use another tool, an iron, a brush, to smooth it out more, then I will. But I will try and do it this way first. Following on from the reason why I do this, and the reason you can do this, is amazing products, and these are, you know, these products are great. And the reason why you can pre-dry hair and still have enough moisture in it after to smooth it out is previously in, you know, old, I mean, obviously technology changes and things improve, so, and products are no different. So previously the majority of products were made up of alcohol, cyclomethicone, trimethicone, or dimethicone, cyclomethicone, trimethicone, which are basically silicons, and then generally sugar or something that gives it some hold, and lots of alcohol and water. So if you didn't dry the hair wet to dry, you didn't have enough moisture in the hair to manipulate the hydrogen bond to get it, like, to change its shape. So, you know, dry it, heat it, cool it, done. New products like hydrosol spray smooth setter, they contain copious amounts of moisture so that you're actually protecting the hair, and they provide various other functions. But the one that I like the most is I can pre-dry every single client I do with this brush, and then I can just smooth it at the end with a round brush if I need to, without having to rely on the brush to change the shape. Why is this important? Well, first and foremost, every time you put the hair in the blow dryer and you do this, that can't be good. I mean, you know, we need to be talking to our clients about how to maintain the condition of the hair and keep it at a premium, like in terms of how it looks and feels, and that ain't gonna help, let's be honest. So by pre-drying the hair, it's far more gentle on the hair, because the things that dry hair out, as you guys would be well aware, are tension and heat. Tension and heat are the bad ones. . what it allows me to do is cut my drying time by at least 50%, maybe more. And look after the condition of my client's hair. Okay, so let's push all this back. You can see what's going on with Savannah under there. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, last you last. So now we should be able to very gently adjust the texture without too much effort. Let's see, maybe I'm going to prove myself wrong here. We're about to find out. One pass, smooth. Still like, actually this section is actually still wet. It's amazing how much moisture is in the Matrix Style Link and Biolage products. So you guys, obviously if you go back to the video when we combed this out, I think it's safe for me to assume that if you guys had Savannah booked in for just a blow dry service, you would have gone and found the highest performing straightening product you'd have in your range. With us it would be Smooth Setter, or it might be Smooth Setter combined with another product. And you would have been there trying to, you know, straighten it and, you know, from wet to dry, because in fear of, if you don't, you're not gonna smooth that curl out. Can't, albeit I blow dried it for what, I don't know what the timestamp will tell you, maybe 6-8 minutes. Mate, most people spend 45 minutes blow drying someone's hair, and these days it's just absolutely unnecessary. Just isn't. So the first part of the video was explaining how we were cutting to work with the natural movement, and I think that's really important. And given we had the time to let Savannah sit here for 40 minutes or so and let her hair dry naturally, you guys would have seen just how beautiful her curls would have sat. But if you could look in the mirror again, stunning. So just checking our baseline. It's cool. Good. Yep. Just checking the shape around the front. Again, you know, when the hair's dry, it's going to move around a little bit. If it's being worn curly all the time, I wouldn't be so pedantic about it. But if it's going to be worn straight occasionally, you want to make sure that it's super accurate and you haven't missed any pieces that are going to sort of pop through underneath. Just softening that upper weight area again. And again, working from side to side, and we are finished. We're going to get Kim in and have a chat about this colour that she's done. Got it. Where's Kim? Kim, get your ass over here.
Thanks, love.
Everyone meet Kim. Just come around here so they can see you around this side, just next to Savannah here.
Sit down here just now.
No, you should be able to sit down, as long as your head's at the same
Hi,
height,
everyone.
Savannah. So Kim is the owner of this beautiful salon,
Thank you.
Chroma Hair, in Brisbane, Australia. You need to go and check her out on Facebook, find her on Instagram, it's pretty easy. Yeah, so Savannah came in today. You want to tell us how she arrived and what her hair looked like, and then what you did, and then you don't have to go into the colours as much because I'll get you to. We'll put them in the description so people can go and check it out. So.
Okay, so when the beautiful Savannah walked in this morning, she had this gorgeous, long, frizzy, out of control hair, and she'd also been putting in some box colours, so we knew there was obviously going to be a challenge there, and we didn't want to spend all day doing her colour. We just wanted to do something beautiful, natural, quick, and also keep the integrity of her hair. That was number one as well.
Pretty much what we get asked every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Natural, quick.
Yep. So
low maintenance.
we managed that. It's just incredible. Can you see that definition there now?
Yeah.
We didn't want it to be stripy. We didn't want it to be super contrast of black and white. We wanted a beautiful, soft highlight that's just going to bring out her beautiful features. So when she came in, we sat her down, we looked at her face shape, we took into consideration the type of hair she's got, the texture, and of course, the history, what she's been up to in the last few years with her lovely box colours. And then we decided to go in with our Light Master and our Bond Ultim8. And the reason we use the Bond Ultim8 is because number one, it's all about the integrity of the hair. Protecting, keeping the integrity of the hair, and coming up with a beautiful result in the end. And after we did our powder lightener, which was only actually on for 30 minutes, so I don't know if that, we'll have to check that, but with a Bond Ultim8, if that actually hurries up the speed of the processing.
No, I believe with Bond Ultim8, you don't have to adjust timing at all, and that's why it's such a great product, is because a lot of the other Plex products on the market that you know, claim to do a similar job, you have to adjust the strength of peroxide, your timing, and all that stuff. And with Bond
no, we didn't do that, that's for sure. Yeah. So we just actually put the Bond Ultim8 into our powder lightener, on for 30 minutes, rinsed it all off, one light shampoo, and then we polished over the top. So the polish we'll also put at the bottom of the screen later on.
Yeah.
We'll put all that in.
Polish, also known as toner.
I don't use that word.
Yeah, it's just a...
Yeah, sorry, okay.
Not everyone's familiar with our terminology in other parts of the world, so we need to make sure that it's, you know...
So the new word that I'd love everyone to start using around the world is called a blonde polish. So anyone can tone, tones from, you know, many, many years ago, and that's what we literally are doing. We're toning and changing the tonal value of the hair. But when we say to our clients, would you like a blonde polish today? What would you say? Yes. So would you like a toner? You're probably going to get a no. So, you know, it's just changing the language of the words that you're using can make a really big difference. So blonde polish is what we did.
So I'm just finishing off with a little bit of... Thanks, Kim. I mean, it looks beautiful, darling. You did a great job.
Is jump out now?
And I'm not surprised. No, stay there.
Okay. Just stunning. And we just kept the foils. Actually, we didn't have the foils on the YouTube. Well, it won't be on, but it's on the Facebook. It's on your Facebook. What we did to start off with, we used really big monster foils, and we went through the whole lot, the back and the front, and just really nice fine weaves, left out a really fine section in between, and just, well, you'll see it on the Facebook, but I can just show you a little bit now. As we took out the section, we just licked up both sides on the outside and slightly in the middle, just to give it a really nice sweeping effect. So there was no start and no stop. That's it.
It's amazing.
And she looks amazing. Yeah, and your haircut's fantastic, and the logo is gorgeous.
So just to recap what I did with the haircut is I wanted to leave the ends loose, so I want it to be sort of like wisps on the end, because for me, here's where we need definition and where we need strength, just to support you know, structure, bone structure. The colour's beautiful, it's coming right past the cheeks and the eyes, which is good. In the back, again, layering it soft, keeping the ends nice and blunt. You can see the colour also poking through in the back. Coming around to this side, important that we got that shape sitting back there so we can see Savannah. You don't want to sort of hide behind the hair. It makes people not want to talk to you with that. What do you think? Good?
Oh, that's amazing.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, like I said, this is the first of many this year, so and you'll probably see Kim one more time because we're shooting another video today.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
Or maybe we'll shoot again. Maybe she invites me to Brisbane. We'll do more of these up here. But again, always thanks for your support. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you don't, you won't get updates and you won't get notifications when we're uploading new stuff. All the things that you've seen me use today: clips, combs, the scissors. You can buy them at my store, adamciaccia.com. Thanks again for your support. I love all you guys. Lots of comments, thumbs up. Tell your friends, and if you want me to come to the US, you're going to need to make some noise over there. Get in touch with your Matrix agent.
And just say you need me to go along with you. Okay.
See you guys.
Bye.